Another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. How is everyone doing this evening? I hope you are having a beautiful, beautiful day. And I hope that it was amazing. I always have to do a check to see how much I'm buffering and if I am buffering because, I don't like that one bit. So yes, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me and being here with me. I appreciate you guys. I hope you had a great day. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, turn on your lovely notification bells. And if you can, just give the chat thumbs up, whatever you can. It'll be great. And also, even more importantly, if you would not mind sharing these broadcasts with other people, because you have no idea who may actually benefit from what we speak about in the chat or what I may say. So, again, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. I am so thankful you're here. What do I want to say? So, of course, I have to start off and do the rundown of how my day was. So, today, I woke up early again and I got to work. And, lately I've been getting a lot of chances and a lot of time to meditate. And it's really good. I think everybody, no matter what walks of life you are, you should try to incorporate some type of meditation in your life because it will help calm your nerves, help rejuvenate your mind, and also kind of give you a pause in your life. Even if it's just for a few moments, just to pause and think about some of the things and the goals and the wishes that you may have. So anyway, I went to work. Hey Pat D's, how are you? Hello, Flat Earths. Welcome to Hello World, guys. Thank you for joining me. So today wasn't bad at all. You guys know I go to the gym after work. Oh my goodness. But I do have to tell you this, right? So I didn't know it was raining in Jersey City. I went to the supermarket and there was literally a lake at the supermarket in the parking lot. And I was like, what's going on? Like literally there were cars that were just sitting there. And of course, the tow trucks had to come. And when the tow truck came, by the time I was leaving the supermarket, the one car that they opened the door and all of this water just came gushing out. Hey, Hannah, welcome to Hello World. And I was like, oh no, I felt so bad. I really felt bad. Yeah, I'll show you guys a tiny little clip of it because I just could not believe how unfortunate this was. Let me see. Oh, I got to start this from scratch. Like cars not gonna start. Look. Oh my goodness. Like how long did it take for this to come up like that? Go ahead. That's me giving commentary. This is, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think I would actually have a death spurt. I'm looking at you like, let's go. Okay. And then, somebody was honking me. So, guys, that was literally a lake in the middle of nowhere. And look, oh, this is the car right here. It is a lake out here. I can't believe it. You see that car? Man, look at this person driving like a maniac. Oh, don't mind me talking. Look at that. I was actually talking to myself. And cars are just all like. See, when they open that car door. It's like deep in, oh no, when he opened the door, water came out of it. Yeah. Oh man, I feel so bad. Look at all the water coming out. Oh no. Don't mind me. I don't know. No. I didn't realize I was talking like that. But I guess that's what I do a lot of times. But I was actually just doing a video. And when I saw that, I was just like, what? in the world? So yes, I saw that after the supermarket, and I did not know it rained like that. But I heard it rained for like 45 minutes, and sad. It was very sad. So how is everyone doing today? Shout out to Misha. How are you? Jennifer, you'll never find. Hey, Dad's Vintage. How are you? Um, listen to um, hey, J Dog. Welcome back again. How many? I'm at 550, I think, but it keeps on going up and down, you know. But guys, I hope you did have a good day outside of that. I went to the gym. Everything is sore, like my forearms, my arms, my forearms, my legs, everything. So I don't know if I'm gonna go tomorrow if I can actually make it. Hi, Brad. How are you? Welcome to Hello World. If everybody does not know Brad, and Brad, if you don't know everyone, please feel free to make your rounds and say hello. Everybody here in this chat. They are very friendly. So tonight's topic is called falling from greatness, guys. And I was driving, and then I started thinking of this, and I was like, we always like to talk about people when they're at the height of their glory, when they're at the height of like, wow, like they've done all of these great things for their community, they've done all of these great things in their church, like they've done all of these great things in their global economy, everything, guys. Just whoever you can think of, whether they've been a celebrity or a public figure like a politician or a minister or a youth leader, whatever the case may be, right? So sometimes, depending on how public it becomes, I believe we all fall from greatness from time to time. I believe we all do. Whether you would like to admit it or not, then that's up to you. But it's just like saying you don't think you're human and you deserve to be among us. So whatever. Decide whether you want to admit it to yourself or not, or whatever. But I find that when people fall from greatness, the first thing we do is forget about all of the great things that they have done to advance their community and the society abroad. And we automatically zero in on whatever it is that they did. Does whatever it is that they did trump everything, the years of whatever they did to make their communities better? Does it all get trumped for one thing that got so publicized? Okay, fine. You may say whatever. You may want to judge them. That's fine. That's everybody has a right to their own opinion, right? You can judge them, but guess what? Two things. One, they were always human. So maybe we shouldn't have put them on a pedestal. Two, you got to be careful because there will come a time where you may fall from greatness and whatever. And it doesn't even have to be something public, it could be something within your family, whatever. You may fall from greatness and you're going to wish that somebody showed you some compassion. We all make mistakes in life. And I'm not even going to throw out the different mistakes that we can make because you put it in your own mind, whatever mistake that someone can make. And look at how we crucify people for different mistakes that they make. What we forget sometimes is that, hey, they may have the weight of all of that bad experience, just knowing that they fell and got so much scrutiny for falling and just got so much dislike and disdain, and people who used to love and hug them up and want to be in their presence now are shunning them, calling them names and how dare you, how could you? Guys, this is a great opportunity to exercise compassion when someone falls from greatness. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Ooh, wait, hold on. I don't know what I just did. Yeah, come back. Okay, we go. I'm gonna put the link in the chat if anybody would like to come on live with me, which is perfectly fine. Brad, I've made one major mistake in my life. And I tell you this, when I made one major mistake in my life, and I knew I was making a mistake, but you know how we are sometimes. You're like, oh man, I never get to do anything, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to do it anyway. And then, of course, when it happens, you're like, dang, why did I do that? I feel so stupid now. And then that little mistake that I made, and it really wasn't a full mistake, but okay, whatever. It was a mistake that I made, and people crucified me, literally crucified me. And I was like, before that even happened to me, I always looked at people like, wow, like, everybody's saying all these bad things about you. Like, I don't know if you guys know, there's a singer, because I used to go into a lot of the Christian music scene when I was, when I was managing the Christian rapper. And so his name was Tone X or Tony X, amazing singer, right? And then he came out gay. And let me tell you guys, the whole community, the whole church community crucified this man. And he was chastised and all rebuked, chastised, and everything that you can think of under the sun, to the same people who used to buy all of his tickets and watch his concerts, buy his CDs, stream his lives. Well, there was no YouTube back then. I don't think that was popular. But they used to pretty much, oh my goodness, Tony is singing, like, shh. But as soon as he said, I guess maybe, I may get the story wrong, but maybe he, was sleeping around with men or whatever, and they found out, and then they outed him. They outed him from the church. And all I could think about is, oh my goodness, like, forget the church, forget all of that. This is a human. Now, Tone, when he was minor, was molested. So who knows? Maybe that may have triggered something for him to want it. I don't know. I'm not going to judge whatever the situation is. But what I do know is that the entire or majority of the Christian community that used to love him turned their back on him. And I actually saw him live in concert. And it was in a smaller venue in Newark, New Jersey years ago. By this time, I think he was like in drag. I don't even know what's going on with him, but like his voice was amazing. And some people wanted to see him. They're like, oh my goodness, Tony's going to be in there or whatever. But when I looked into his eyes, and all I could see was hurt. Just a bunch of hurt. And it wasn't even like he wasn't singing amazing or anything like that. But guys, it's one thing when you look into someone's eyes, you see their soul. Yeah, you can. So don't be looking at my eyes. I'm just joking. But you can see their soul. And when I saw it, I just said, oh man, how could you guys have him on all of these boards and then chastise him and excommunicate him from the community? Fine, like maybe he does need to sit down off of, certain things, but don't just crucify him and throw him out of the whole church. It was sad. It was sad. That's one thing that I just thought of, and I was like, wow, that's sad. It's sad. And then think about other people who may fall to drugs. And we thought they were like the next door neighbor, the actors that we thought were the next door neighbor actors, and the family friendly actor. Like you would never think that things would happen to them, or that they would fall victim, or no, not fall victim, but fall into a drug habit. Because we forget that, even addicts can be victims of drugs. So, we just kind of like, oh God, I can't believe you disappointed me. My kids used to watch you. I can't even let my kids watch you anymore. Your kids, you should be their first role model. You should be setting that bar so high that, oh, Pat Dees is here. You should be setting that bar so high that your kids look at you more than anything else. Hey, Pat Dees, welcome to Hello World.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I swing by to say hello. I mean, you are my neighbor.
Yes. Do you have anything you'd like to add to this conversation?
I was listening to what you were saying, and I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the church because of the fakeness and the stuff that people that I found. I don't think you. I think you should be good 7 days a week, not just on Sunday. And I've been saying it a lot this year. We need more love and kindness. People are hypocritical without looking at themselves and always quick to judge. This is a tough world, and I think more and more we need to be supporting one another.
Yeah.
You know.
And I think if people honestly read the Bible through and through, a lot of it, from what I've gathered, a lot of it has to do with, don't judge, right? Because only God can judge everybody. But outside of that, since that's one of the things we're not supposed to do, the most important thing is to love each other and treat each other, each neighbor like we would want to be treated, and to also, like I was saying, like if someone falls, try to, go and console them, because maybe one day you might fall and then you're going to want somebody to console you. So that's what it's all throughout the Bible. That's what it states. So if people read their Bibles front and back, they would see that, outside of just the topical messages about someone fighting da 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 da. And then, when people fall, you would be like, oh man, let me try to console you instead of judge your thing that you did.
Yeah. I think right now, I mean, there's just no sense. Sometimes it's sad. There's no sense of community.
Yeah.
Um, People. I mean, how many times do you hear stories? I didn't know that was going on next door. People don't even know their own neighbor. I remember a couple years ago there was that lady that came running out of the house, and the guy had these people tied up in the house for years, and we sensed, but we didn't know what was going on. Because they're not asking the right questions, and um, it's a shame. I don't know if it has to do with. I'll be honest. Back when I was a kid, I went to Bible school, and there was a sense that my parents didn't have their priorities right, but there was people in the church that. Hey Patrick, come and sit with me in church, and sit there and behave yourself. And there was some adults in there that kind of wanted to see the kids do good and stuff like that. Now it's just, I mean, again, how many people just don't even know their own neighbors? It's sad. I go out to places, and a lot of times you'll say hello to people, and I got snapped at just recently at the Goodwill. I said hi to a little kid. The little kids were looking at me, and the lady hollered at me not to talk to her kids, and hollered at her kids not to talk to strangers. And the husband just kind of gave me the look, and the lady's like, "Come on, let's get out of here." And it's
Because a lot of that has to do with how they're trying to instill fear. My personal opinion, how they're trying to instill fear in all of us, um, and to keep us separated, so that we rely on our government more for protection, where we can protect our own communities by, like you said, getting to know each other and just speaking to your neighbor. If you knew all of your neighbors, wouldn't it be less likely that somebody's going to want to rob you or break into your home if everybody knew each other?
it's sad because it seems like you wonder sometimes when will certain things get better, and it doesn't seem like until tragedy hits like 9/11 or something on a bigger scale like that I mean, there are a lot of great people. Sometimes it just takes something major for people to kind of pull together. I think there's a lot going on, in all honesty, and YouTube is part of social media. I think a lot of negativity is, and tied to Facebook, tied to Twitter. And, a lot of people are, I mean, look what's going on lately with politics. If we don't agree on something, oh, I hate you and stuff like that. I'm open to listen to anybody's side as long as you can debate them in a healthy manner and kind of get. But even at the end, even if you don't agree on certain things, that's all right. You still shake hands, you give each other a hug, and you go on. We don't all have to. Some people think to have 9 kids is okay. Some people think have no kids is okay. Who's right and who's wrong?
Right, right, right. I think it comes down to, we just have to reprogram all of the traditions that we're learning now. Like I don't walk around trying to fear anybody, like my neighbors or anything like that. I don't walk around doing that. I really, like you said, you try to speak to people and, you know, just make it comfortable. And I think a lot of people don't feel comfortable because we've been taught that is not good. Just something that we just need to retrain ourselves. I think majority of the people are good people, but depending on what we are normalizing as acceptable behavior is what is making it very hard for people to really be who they're supposed to be. Um, you know, look at little babies, like they'll gravitate to anybody, but then we're the ones that scare them into thinking like it's not okay. Meanwhile, there may be one or two people that, you might want to be like, stay away from, but the majority of people don't mean harm. So I don't know.
Well, that's why I think, as part of the community, as parents, we need to do the best job talking to our kids and don't accept certain behaviors. And I mean, I try to do that myself, even here doing YouTube.
Mm.
you know, but you can't tell people. I mean, it's tough because people say they're going to do what they're going to do. That's fine, but doesn't mean you have to kind of associate with that bad behavior or, your life is short. I say that all the time. You're only given one chance. You don't know. And, when I go, I want people to say, Pat was a good guy. And I care about what, some people have this attitude that I think their behavior is, I don't care what people think.
Then
And
good well, those same people are the same ones that care the most about what people think about them.
yeah, I know, because then the minute that someone's criticizing them, then they're, so
Crying. They're
how,
crying.
how are you doing overall?
Me, I'm good. Like, I still have yet to run into these like not Facebook, but YouTube dramas. Like, I keep on hearing people talk about them, but I guess I just been scathed for the time being. But I haven't seen the drama ridden stuff. All I do is hear about people saying things, but I've never seen it. And they're always referencing different people, and it's not even just the chats that you know of that I'm in, but it's other places. And it's like, I don't understand. I think it could be like miscommunication. It could be
Well,
jealousy.
it happens, yeah, and that happens even in daily life. So that's going to happen. You got to learn to filter some of that negative out, and don't take sides. Listen with open ears,
Right.
and again, and sometimes not knowing the whole story. Like me, I try to be friends with everybody, and I see channels sometimes. Oh, this one, this one, for what I do and my YouTube channel, wanting to interview and connect with people and network. I never was that type of individual, anyways. Even in high school, I never jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Someone would say to me, "Oh, you're talking to those kids that smoke?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh well, they don't do nothing to me. They're fine to me. I always tried to get along with everybody, and that's always going to be my attitude. Is I think it's better to connect people and get along. It doesn't mean what I think. I'm not a drinker. Somebody drinks, and as long as they're not hurting anybody, that's fine.
Yeah.
But just like with that YouTube drama you talked about, you just listen. Don't don't get caught up. I think sometimes when you get caught up, and it just makes things worse.
And actually, it'll just make usually the third person that comes in, everybody blames them, and they had nothing to do with anything. So, yeah, I just stay out of everything, and I just try to, be there to support people, and that's it. And just show people as much as possible that life can be a little better.
I dealt with a lot of people owning a business, the restaurant business. I mean, I had 800 employees in 17 years. At least, I mean, 50, 60,000 customers a year. So I dealt with a lot of situations. I remember one time a waitress was like, "Oh, that table over there, they're being nasty." So I went over to them and they started getting a little antsy with me and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, okay, no problem. Just relax. We are a little bit busy." I think I joked around like, "Oh my God, they turned out to be, they came back again." And,
gave the biggest tip.
many situations like that. Do you diffuse it? I mean,
Yeah.
there was a little kid one time crying about 7, 8 years old, and And I was like, hey, buddy. And I started, and the dad's like, oh, he's kind of, I sat there. I said, let me go get some crayons and coloring book, and sat there. Do you know I'm friends with those people now on Facebook for
Yeah.
years? And
Yeah.
the kid never acted like that again. And he just wanted someone else to kind of, I entertain him, talk to him a little bit, gave him the attention that he needed, and made him feel comfortable in the place. And I met a lot of great people that way. I mean, I ran into situations where I had customers like, I'm not coming back here no more. I'm like, oh, why? Well, the pancake was cold, this and that. And they'd be screaming, hollering at you, cursing. Like, and so the waitress go to me, well, am I going to take anything off their bill? I said, no, they've already made up their mind. They're not coming back. I said, I guess I can't change it. I said, I appreciate they coming because they pay my paycheck, but if they already made up their mind, I thank them, have a nice day. And there's been times where I've had people upset, and over something silly. I said, and they go to pay and they take out their money. I said, oh, don't worry about it. They, what are you talking about? It's not, I don't want to take your money if you're not happy. I said, it's on me today. Are you sure? And then all of a sudden their attitude kind of changes a little bit, because sometimes we got to stop and think. We get so defensive. Sometimes we got to think and not react in such a way that kind of angers people or even more, because they become irrational. And that old, sometimes people have a bad day, and it's true. And you try to sometimes you develop such good friendships just by taking that couple extra minutes just to kind of talk to them and make them feel like they're important. It's not about the money.
Yeah, exactly. And we're all emotional. Sometimes we're overly emotional. And like you said, it takes you to sometimes just see, like, wait a second, they're actually not angry at me, but they don't know how to communicate right now in this instance. So maybe I should communicate towards them so that their actions don't continue, So yes, that's a great way to diffuse people from, making things worse.
I had to do a sleep study on Sunday. And there was an older lady there. I don't know, she's probably 65, 70, and she had her family there. No, she doesn't want to stay. And I said, oh, she'll be fine. Don't worry about it. And she gave the one daughter, I guess, a hug. And so I was jokingly said to her, well, what movie are we going to watch tonight? And she goes, oh, are you staying? I said, of course I'm staying. It's movie night. She goes to the one other girl about giving her. I said, I got you. I get up and I gave her a hug. I didn't know who she was. And she laughed it off. We had fun. And she wanted me to look at the back of her shirt, and I just made up something that said on it, and she got a kick out of it. And when her family left, they said, "Oh, she's in good hands." And and sometimes that's all it takes. Something.
The family was probably more worried than anything.
So hey, I just wanted to stop in and say hello. I don't, I'm a busy guy, and I know you do a nightly show. I try to do 2 shows a week and do other things. And I'm traveling tomorrow, going to a storage auction and meeting up with some other YouTubers. And I'm actually going to Nashville next week. So I don't know when I would get a chance to talk to you again, but
you're doing something tonight, right? Oh, that's Thursday.
Yeah, that's Thursday. But tomorrow I am traveling to meet up. We're doing a bunch of things with people, and then probably from the road I'll go with Kimmy as far as the guest tomorrow, and then Saturday, and so, and then like I said, next week will be like a 5-day trip with Nashville and stuff. So, but I wanted to come on I wanted to come on and say hello and
thank you for your input, because we all, like I said, falling from greatness, it's anybody can do it. Anybody can. It can.
Well, and that's, to be honest, I've had a restart. I mean, I was a millionaire on paper 10 years ago, and got cancer and having to restart. And some people are like, oh, I can't believe. Well, what are you supposed to? You can't sit in the house all day and feel sorry for yourself. You got to pick yourself up and find a way to kind of motivate other people and tell your story, and the people that are interested in hearing it. Great. There's some people that don't care, and but I'm focused on the people that want to say, hey, if Pat Dees can do it and survive all the stuff that he's going through in life, there's a lot of other people that can. And let's be honest, there's people that have been through much worse than me. And think about all the soldiers that go overseas and come home with a missing leg from a bomb and things like that. And we don't give them the respect and the credit that what they put their families through and stuff like that. So things are not as bad as people say when you look at the big picture. So
Right.
I'm very grateful to be here. Life is short, and I like meeting people like yourself that you could talk to, and sometimes we just need to talk more and communicate. That's a big problem that we have as humans. I mean, this is why we have war, because we don't communicate.
Well, no, the reason why we have war is because of money. That's the reason why.
Yeah, that's greed. But if we just sometimes would pick up that phone instead, and I think the younger generation is getting to the point they don't want to see that stuff. It's a waste. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of lives, and people just want to live in peace. So, but I appreciate stopping in. I just want to, say hello and.
Hey, Candy, say hello to Candy Dreams.
Yeah, I'm not really following the chat on the sides. Candy Dreams.
Yeah, Candy Dreams. Oh my goodness, Dad's Vintage is about to come in.
No,
well, thank you for these. Oh my goodness, Dad's Vintage is about to.
There you go, John. How are you?
Here we are. Dad's Vintage.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Hey,
Pat, how are you?
Good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm bacheloring with my daughter tonight. My wife and 2 boys are going down to New Bern, North Carolina this weekend. So.
Oh, okay.
I've had to go to Chick-fil-A for dinner. I've had to go pick up the girls at cheer. Had to go pick up an oak cutting board. We have a buy nothing site where you list stuff that you would like to gift, and then you also put wishes on there.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had an oak cutting board that I was interested in. I'm going to repurpose it on a blacksmith iron legs, and then probably put it in my fall show in September.
Candy Dream said she likes your background.
Oh, no. Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. I get my chops busted sometimes, whether I'm doing a stand-up comedy act or why did I multi-paint my brick wall? I just kept it that way. I have a bunch of different backdrops just to keep it non-busy and just more clean cut. So, but I'm gonna check you out, John. You're in good hands with John, and you guys have a great day. And I'll follow a little bit of the chat yet for a couple more minutes.
All right, thank you for stopping in.
All right, see you, John. See you, Joy.
Bye, Pat. Have a good night.
You too.
So Dad's Vintage. This is the first time I've ever seen you live. How are you?
It's me. I'm a 52-year-old guy. Just got done with my doctor's physical today.
Okay.
Went great. He basically said what I exactly knew I needed to do is probably lose a few pounds and exercise a little bit more.
All right. Well, you got my little exercise video to go off of.
So how long was your live last night with Hip Flippin' Mama?
Oh, we ended like not too long after you guys left. I think it was like an hour and some change.
Okay. I mean, y'all were talking some good stuff.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and also too, like, what do you think about? How do you think we should handle people who are falling from greatness or who fall from greatness?
They're all welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, nobody's perfect. What are you referring to? I am clueless when it comes to the gossip and.
Well, no, this is
this
about.
This
is just a topic that came to my. This is just a topic that came to my head while I was driving.
Right.
And it's something that we don't really talk about often. Like when people, go through rough times and they've been like looked at as like this golden child all their lives, or for majority of their lives, or for whatever they've been out doing, and then when they fall from greatness. The public eye usually scrutinizes them, and all of a sudden they're like this bad person, and it seems like you kind of forget all of the things that they did to make things good, and then kind of just leave them in the dust. So that's my perspective about it.
I'm kind of like every day you can. So every day is your personal blessing, or you're going to be a associating with guys that I can and ladies that I can recharge with, that are about it and up. Then it's your responsibility to be around those guys that drain you, but you got to be careful that they don't drain you too far where you're starting to get in the negative bucket with them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It absolutely does. It absolutely does.
And not everybody's meant to be. Not everybody's meant to be an energy giver, but at least try not to be an energy taker a drain all the time. It's just be neutral if you have to. But it's just like, it's so powerful. You talk about, where the trolls on your channel. Don't speak that in existence. It's a blessing that you've got a platform where there aren't trolls.
Yeah, I'm thankful.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, oh my God, it's just crazy what's going on. It's these guys that are trolling. I don't understand it. I mean, you're trying to do something good, and then they come in and just it's negative.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've been very fortunate, and I'm thankful for that.
Right.
And it is what it is at this point. But I definitely feel like we should show a lot more compassion towards people who, may not have it together at some point.
You were talking about, I like watching America's Got Talent, and I guess it's the X Factor. And there was a young, and I guess she's in her 30s now. It was a young Christian singer girl, and she was starting to make the rounds, and she had a recording contract and all that, and then she ended up getting pregnant. And she was shunned like that. And it's just like, that's just terrible, because nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it just makes me mad. And so I understand when Pat talks about, I don't like the church and the religion, because that's what he sees. I happen to go to church because I just think that the benefits the positives far outweigh the negatives, but it's not perfect. Far from perfect. But it's better than sitting at home watching cartoons or just sleeping in till noon. You get up and do that. I just felt so sad for that girl. And then at 30, she got on America's Got Talent, and she got all the, yeses, and she was singing that had basically she'd been shunned. I mean, it's just like it. So maybe that was God's plan for her. But it's like when you judge people because of just their homosexuality. I had a roommate that I'm clueless. I had a roommate when I first moved to Richmond, and he was a similar situation you were talking about. He was abused as a child with his dad and I think his uncle, and he had gotten married and had a child, but he had preferences for other men. And nicest guy. I'm still friends with him. He's one of the guys that comes over and helped me clean my garage out lately. It's just like he's a good buddy.
Yeah, like with that pregnant girl, like I think about what was going through her head during that time, the kind of stress that people were inflicting on her and that baby. Like, thankfully, her daughter is good now and she's singing with her. Imagine, like, her body probably wasn't even mature enough to carry a baby.
Right.
And then you have people talking all of these bad things about how you don't love God or whatever. Meanwhile, some of those same people are doing the same thing and they may be married, but like, it's just the trauma that she went through, and she still was able to come above. Like, we only see her now, but what happened between those 10 years?
Right.
Where, like, she was pregnant. You know what I mean? It's like, hopefully there were people who were still on her side, by her side. Well, obviously there were people by her side to comfort her when the majority were saying like, oh, how dare you? You go to church, you just disappointed pastor, or you disappointed your parents, depending on how deep in church she was. But
oh man, if you knew the story, it's like the double standard of, hey, you've got to behave, but I'm not behaving, and all that. I've got to be real careful. My wife's really, we're busting down on the social media with the kids. So Ken, let me do my thing, okay? Thank you. And that's how I got to be respectful of your channel too, on having kids on your channel, because it's just like. Some other channels have had some issues with their kids, and I wish I could share them.
She's fine. Yeah. I like kids, and I mean, like, they're like little sponges, and they're learning. So, like, if you can impress something positive in a child's mind, that can go further than anything else. And I'd rather be able to do something positive at that moment in their lives, and it stick, than all of the possibilities of all of the other things that can shoot their way throughout their throat, you know?
Right. I loved you the other night. Brady, we were riding around and Brady was in the car and he had my phone and he said, let's get back to the Positive Girls channel. And you called it out the other night.
That warmed my heart.
But
I was
he's
like,
10 years old. He's 10 years old. And that stuff, your stuff is going in a 10-year-old and it's appropriate, you know? And so they're hearing it and they're going to hear it one way or the other. So they might as well hear it from you.
Yes. Hi. How are you?
So this is Kendall.
Hi, Kendall.
This is my friend Joy.
How are you?
Where does she live?
Are you in New York?
Huh?
Where do you live?
Jersey.
Oh, Jersey. Oh, I'm sorry I offended you. Saying that you live in New York.
No, you're all right.
I had a friend that from college, and I hadn't talked to her in years, and I knew I was going up to New York. You can get a pair of scissors. And I asked her, hey, what should I do on my trip? You know, and she said, John, I'm a Jersey girl. I know nothing about the city.
Yeah. I know Manhattan is easy to go around, and I'm not sure about the other boroughs. So. But like, I don't care. That doesn't bother me.
Stronger than Daddy.
Oh, yeah, you are strong. Okay, make sure you wash your hands.
Does she know anything about vision boards?
No, what are those? Oh, about you do like your dream boards?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you have one?
I do. I'm talking to your granddaughter, right?
Oh, Kendall. No, that's my daughter, man.
That's your daughter?
What? I didn't get married till I was 36.
You like, no, stop.
I'm one of them old daddies.
That's all right. Does Kendall have a vision board?
Kendall, come here. Joy wants to talk to you. And this will be a fun project. So she's asking you about, do you have a vision board, okay?
What's that?
So vision board is you get a board and you cut out pictures or like your goals and dreams or things you want to do, you want to go see, how you want to live. You put positive things on there like your beliefs. Maybe there's something you want to learn, like you want to learn to be a better cheerleader. So you can maybe put a cheerleading pyramid, stuff like that. So Cooper would be like, my boys would put bats on there, maybe fast cars, headphones, Game Boy, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah. Would you like to do one, Kendall? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I want to see you do one, like maybe not today, but when you have a free moment, I want to see you do one. And if it's okay with your dad, I want to see what it comes out to look like. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So
Yes,
Kendall, I want you, remember when you're writing your vision board, on top, just write wherever vision board and then put everything that you want in life. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what mommy and daddy says, but put everything down. And then look at it every night before you go to bed so that all of your dreams come true. But the thing is, you have to really believe, okay?
Okay.
All right. Oh, you made me so happy.
That's like putting snow on there so you get a snow day for school. You got to speak it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's what we have to do, you know?
So we were just talking, I think they were talking on a live the other day, you know, about, you know, what your goals are in your business or your life, or your, you know, you've got workout goals, you've got financial goals, you've got relationship goals. And it's great to talk about it, but you don't, you need to write them down like on goal cards.
Mm-hmm.
And read them off daily, or like when you're at a stoplight or whatever, just pull that goal card out. You know, like I know when I was doing sales, you know, I make, you know, 30 calls a day. I'm, you know, one no closer to a yes. People love me wherever I go. I'm positive. I try to be a blessing. I'm eating healthy. I exercise all that I'm supposed to. You know, I dress neatly. My shoes are clean. You know. Mm-hmm. Just goal cards, and people are getting away from. I mean, it's just a little tip for somebody that if you're struggling, write down what you don't want and write down what you want, and speak what you want, not what you are. You know, where are you going?
Exactly. Speak it into existence.
Right. The tongue. There's Charles Capps wrote a book called "The Tongue, the Creative Force," and it was about the power of the spoken word. And you know, a lot of people bring it up biblically. You know, you've got to speak it. But even if you're not into the Bible, the tongue, you get exactly what you want. I mean, it's just like you get in your car every day because you know it's going to get you where you're going to go. Mm-hmm. Now, if it has a flat tire or you get pulled over, you stop driving the next day, you fix it, and then you get back in the car and go again. And that's the same thing with your power of the spoken word. As you speak it, you might have a road bump, but you don't give up just because you had a road bump.
Right.
You keep speaking it.
Right. Exactly. And
I tell my boys, like baseball, it's just like, oh, they're getting so good now. It's like, I'm going to hit the ball. I'm going to hit it out of the park. And I'm like, don't worry about hitting out of the park. Just hit it so you can get a base hit, because then you can steal.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say, oh, I might hit it, you're probably not. Or, you book an appointment and it's like, I'll try to get there. They're not coming. If they tell me to try, you're not coming. We set an appointment. You're there. You're supposed to be there. Not try. You're there.
Right. Exactly. So that's exactly why I keep on saying every day that we are being the difference. Not that we're going to be, because we are doing it.
Right.
Every day. It's, like you said, the tongue is either life or death that you can speak. It's up to you which way you want to go.
Are you reading any of the chat?
I saw one thing. Hold on. I know Anna just said, yes, if we do positive things happen. Yeah, everybody's pretty much saying,
okay.
Anna said religion is not good. It's true. Relationship is more important. Relationship is more important than religion. Because religion can be man-made. You know how like we add more things to the Bible than what was actually there. But a relationship is something that we should strive to have it with your creator, God, or whoever you believe in. Mm-hmm.
I tell you kind of speak in like, it's like you're dreading a phone call. You got to call let's say a creditor, or you're late on your rent and you've got to deal with the property manager, and you just say, hey, the right words are going to come out of my mouth. The property manager is going to understand what I'm saying. We're going to come to a fair arrangement to get things paid off. And this is going to be a great phone call. It's going to be great for me. It's going to be great for the property manager. And we're going to leave with both in agreement. Before you even make the phone call, you're speaking all that into existence.
Yeah.
Or you could go, oh man, I hate that Biddy. She's never fair. She's not going to let me off. I got to think of how I'm going to get out of this place. I hate this place, even though you've lived there for the last 5 years. You hate it because you couldn't pay your rent, and you're down on it's not the property manager's fault, but you got to be responsible. So you speak what you want before you have it.
Exactly. Yes, preparing.
That has nothing to do with religion. That's just like human nature. That's the deal. You're sending those positive vibes, right? Hey, this is going to be a great call. I understand exactly what you're doing. Is I've made a commitment. I signed a lease. I've got to pay the rent. Here's my situation. I don't have it. My sales business went down. I lost my job 3 weeks ago. I should have let y'all know sooner. I was embarrassed about it. I'm going through a relationship deal. I haven't thought about anything, whatever it is. But it's just like truth and being positive really gets you a long way. It's not jaw jacking.
It sure does. And it also, even if you do all those things, we still have to be prepared that maybe it might not go according to plan, but it doesn't mean that it's not putting other things into motion.
Right.
So sometimes we do have to be prepared for, sometimes being a little let down, but it's okay. It's part of life.
Right.
But I agree. Like, I'm definitely going to incorporate that in my life a little bit more with just like before I, potentially getting to a confrontation, kind of speak good things into it before I even get there. And then it's going to turn out amazing.
Yeah. Family is one of those too, man. It's just like we don't spend enough time with our family and friends. It seems like it's only weddings or funerals. Mm-hmm. And like people need you. They need, sometimes, they just want you to listen to what they've got to say. So you got to say, hey, look, this is going to be great meeting with, I've got a buddy that we do lunch, and it's always Not always, but it's just like I know I'm going to be listening an awful lot because they have to vent. There's stuff going on. I've got stuff going on too, but you just sit there and listen. And I realize that's what it's going to be. Hey, I'm going to be positive for him. He's going to be positive for me. And it's not always about me. It's about them, It's not about, and it'll come back.
You never know. They may need it more than you.
Right, right. So just be there. You got to ask, hey, how are you doing? We were talking about that somebody else the other night. I think it was Jennifer Hayes was saying, you've got to just ask, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And then be prepared what they say.
Yeah.
Because when they say, oh, I'm doing great. And you say, really? You were really doing great. Not everybody's doing great.
Right.
They'll say that, but they're not.
Tell the truth.
Right.
And be prepared for whatever it is, that they say. Because a lot of times we just say things just to say it.
Right.
Realizing the power in what we're saying. Somebody used to say, well, it's horrible. My day was horrible. You don't have to find out. You don't have to be like, oh, well, why? You can just say, I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about it? And if they want to talk about it, then listen. Don't give commentary like, oh, this is what you should do. A lot of times people just need to vent.
Right. Sorry you're having a bad day, but my day's better just because I see you every day.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I look forward to it. It's like
everybody around.
That's why people keep coming back. It's just like you're a hidden secret.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you were already talking about your radio voice and all that because you're going to get bigger. I know you are.
Oh.
I'm speaking
it. Talking in general.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh.
You've got, I mean, whether the platform is, your platform doesn't have to be radio. It can be YouTube, but you're going to get bigger. That's why people keep coming back. I mean, you're just watching. You've got from what I've seen on YouTube, the curve, you're averaging about 10 to 15 now on your lives.
Yeah, which is I'm thankful for sure. Very thankful for that.
And I always say it's funny when I was, I'm just a newbie, less than a year on YouTube. And my aunt, I was talking about how to get monetized, and I really don't. I'm just documenting the journey.
Uh-huh.
And if monetization comes, great. But it's just looks like I'm not worried about it. And she said, "How are you going to get 1,000 people? You don't have 1,000 family members." It's just like just be yourself, and everybody said, and they'll find you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the life will keep on flowing to the right people. Like Candy Dreams. Like I just ran into her chat, the recommended stuff, and I just watched her. I watched her video one day, then I commented, and then she popped up in my thing. And ever since then, like I feel like we have a connection. Like she is really cool. And she even bought my book. And I was like, even then, I was like, wow, you don't even know me. And you just bought my book. And like she's really, really cool, really cool. And I guess we're all on that same wavelength. And I will support her channel. I will always support her channel. I will always support everybody who supports me. And even those who don't support me, it could be because they're going through a hurtful time. So I'll still support them unless they absolutely do something to make me go away for real. But other than that, I understand human nature because I'm a human. And I've understood the times where, I haven't had it right. And when I pushed people away, but I was wishing that they would still stay no matter what.
Right.
When you get defensive, it's really you say, no, okay, I need the help. But you just want to fight because you're already in that spirit. So.
It's like you get the thumbs up and you get the thumbs down, either or it's interaction. And I actually had a person on, I had a guest. My first live guest on StreamYard was Hip Flippin' Mama.
Oh, okay.
And I had somebody unsub from me.
What?
It's me. It was me. No, it was me. I'm going to say it's me. I'm not going to say why, but it's just like, whatever. It's like, go.
Yeah.
You can't make everybody happy.
And it's like, what's the purpose of unsubbing from somebody? It doesn't hurt
you.
It's
okay. I mean, it's okay, but it's just like, don't call me out or something because I had a certain guest or this or that, or just go, you take your kids to church. I'm unsubbing. Just unsub.
Okay.
Find somebody else to follow.
And yet they'll still be in your chat watching. And
That's okay.
sign, if you do an @ sign and accidentally type in a letter, you'll see their name pop up. You're like, oh, okay, you want to unsub, but you're still watching.
Oh, is that? See, I don't even know how. I mean, people say, "Oh, I subbed to your channel and all that," and I don't even know how to check that.
You don't, but I like I do when I go to other people's lives and I say hello. Sometimes when I start spelling out their name, other names pop up who are not even in the chat, like speaking in it.
Right.
So that just shows you that they're actually watching.
Right.
And,
I gotcha.
Yeah. So
they don't have to make a comment, but it'll show that they're watching.
Yep. If you accidentally put that thing up there.
Gotcha. So if you had time to do @A, @B, @C, @D, @1, @2.
All these names pop up, and then
Right.
you might find people that you didn't know were watching, that you may know were like, wow, I didn't know they were watching.
My watch list is about 8 to 10 now.
Oh, that's good.
That's what
good.
I average. The other day I did a terrible video. It was on seashells. I had years and years of seashells from my parents' estate. And we're kind of in clean out mode at my house. It's stuff. I can't take it with me, and I don't want my kids to have to go through it. So I've started cleaning out, and it's a process because I'm certifiable class something hoarder, maybe a little bit. But I mean, I had 8 to 10 people sitting there watching me go through these seashells. It was totally out of focus. I thought it was because my camera had fogged up because I was sitting on the back porch. But it was terrible video quality, but they were still there interacting, and it was neat,
Yeah, it's like there's something about watching other people just do things.
Right.
Or even there's some people who even just sit there and watch bubbles. Like there's another chat that I go to from time to time, and like all they have is like a bubble just floating around. And for some reason, I'm just sitting there and nobody's talking. But I'm just sitting there like, wow, you know what I mean? So it's how you get a person's attention, and you can just keep their attention, and you don't even have to stimulate them with doing much of anything.
Sometimes. I found one the other night, and it's been a month or two ago, but it was a lady that had nice hands and nails, and she was just the music was kind of soft and relaxing, and she was just rubbing her hands like that. That's all.
You got massaged and relaxed too, right?
It was her hands. That was it. You didn't see her face or nothing. I mean, it could have been a man, maybe. Who knows? With woman hands. Who knows? But I'm like, and they had like thousands of subscribers to this channel.
Yeah, that's
relaxing hand. I mean, it's just funny, Yeah. All right, enough hands.
Now you're like, oh, I would have rubbed my own hands.
So I just wanted to put a face with a name.
Yes,
say hi.
Popped in. I appreciate
anything I can do to help you. And we will. Now we've got a homework from Be the Difference Clothing with Joy. We've got to do a vision board. So that'll be fun.
I can't wait for her to show it. And then just for her to instill that in her mind, because now is the great time.
Oh, it's 7. It's great. I mean, it is great. I mean, you're never too young to start working on your goals and dreams and question. I tell my kids that, it's okay to question authority, but
be respectful about it.
You still got to be respectful of it. Right. Yeah. So, all right. I'm going to duck out of here. I'll let you finish your show. Thanks again for being a blessing to all of us, and especially my kids.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
All right. Do I leave studio, right? That's what I do?
Yeah, you can hit leave studio.
Okay. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I'll see you the rest of the night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
Good night.
All right. So, guys, oh my goodness, Dad's Vintage came on. Isn't that amazing? That was so amazing. But guys, the link was in there. Anytime I'm on StreamYard and I throw the link in there, anybody's welcome to come and chat with me. But I guess at the end of the day, because I'm going to wrap it up. At the end of the day, when anyone falls from greatness, whether it be your family member, your friend, whether it be a public figure or whoever we, give our attention to, please be gentle with them, because it's hard enough that they're fighting, the disappointment in themselves. It's hard enough for them to deal with that, but then to have on top of that, the scrutiny of others who aren't even being compassionate, who they've actually helped. Just be mindful, you know what, let me be compassionate. and help them, because you never know. There may come a time when you fall from whatever, and you may need somebody to have a gentle touch with you. So, guys, I am here every single night between 7 and 9. Just remember, guys, you guys are amazing. You are great. I truly appreciate you guys popping in and showing me so much love and care. Like, it is amazing. And I'm thankful. I really am thankful. So just know that if I'm thankful, that you are being the difference. You are being the difference. You are amazing. You are perfectly imperfect. You are perfectly in balance for this perfect moment. Yes. There is no, absolutely no mistake about your life. You are here for this reason. You are here for this very moment. So enjoy it. When you have your down times, that's okay. Pick yourself back up and continue on being the difference. You are love and you are loved. Never forget that. Make every moment of your life count as much as you can, because you never get those moments back again. Share your life, love others, grow, and do what you're purposed to become. And if you don't know what you're supposed to be purposed for in this life, spend a little time with yourself. Meditate, pray to God, pray to your maker, whoever it is that you pray to or believe in. Ask them to help you find the source and the way. And moreover, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself, because again, we are our worst critics sometimes. We can harm ourselves more than anyone else. So please be gentle with yourself. So if you ever fall out of greatness for whatever reason, be gentle with yourself and know that it's okay. You will come back up and be bigger and better than before. Yes. So my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. I thank you for giving me a little bit of your time. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening. May you sleep so peacefully that you wake up refreshed and raring to be the difference yet again. If you ever want to know anything about me or anything that my company represents, check the links down below. There are many people that you can be inspired from. I thank you guys for chatting with me. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry sometimes if I don't look, but I do appreciate you guys. So with that said, thank you, thank you, thank you, and you are beautiful. Never, ever forget that. I really appreciate you, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hello World.